This is fine. You just gotta show. There's Lacey.
Hi. Oh. Is it on?
Yeah.
Okay.
You just gotta show your mom and
Okay, there's everyone. So,
So what would you say if I told you that you could save 8 lives by yourself? Simply registering to become an organ donor, you can save 8 lives. You can save someone's parent, their spouse, their sibling, or their child. According to UNOS, 95% of Americans believe in organ donation, but only 54% are registered donors. 0.03% of people die in a way that allows for organ donation. So with only having 54% of our population as registered donors, it's a very small minority that can actually do it. A single organ donor can save 8 lives with a heart, 2 lungs, kidney, liver, pancreas, and intestines. According to the organ donation statistics, 20 people die each day that they are on the waiting list. 2/3 of people on the waiting list are over 50 years old. Of the young people on the list, 2,000 are under 18. 58% of people on the wait list are minorities. Donate Life says that 29.2 are African American, 19.5 Hispanic, 7.7 are Asian, and 2.2 are either Native American, Native Alaskan, Pacific Islanders, or multiracial. There were 17,157 different transplants in the United States in the first 6 months of this year. Of those, 40% were minorities. 21% were African American, 16% Hispanic, 5.2 Asian, and 1.8 were Native American, Native Alaskan, Pacific Islanders, or multiracial. Multiracial recipients have the hardest time finding a donor because they can have one or more gene mutations like anemia and things of that nature that they can't necessarily accept an organ from somebody who isn't multiracial or African American. 82,000 corneal transplants are performed each year. Corneal transplants and tissue transplants generally can only come from deceased donors. There's over 1 million different tissue donations or transplants each year, and these can be tendons, they can be nerve grafts, they can be skin grafts for people who are burn victims or things of that nature. According to Transplant Living, 41,335 organs were donated in 2016. 80% of donations were done by deceased, and 60% of those were male donors. According to New York Donor Living Network, registered donors account for half of the transplants that are done. 46% are recovered organs, 51% of the recovered tissue, and 54% of recovered eyes. The rest of the donations are kinship and family donations, where somebody is passed or is on life support and their family agrees to do organ donation because they never registered. Living donation is another frequent form of donation, and the most common type for that is kidney donation. Now, anybody that does a kidney donation will experience decreased kidney function themselves, and the severity of that will depend on their age, their health, and things like that. You can also do partial intestine and partial pancreas. You can do a donation of a partial liver, and your liver will actually regenerate, and they will regenerate a full liver and retain full function of your liver. That's used a lot with people who have had cancer. They will not do a partial liver on anybody that has hepatitis, because it's still in your blood, and all it's going to do is affect that new liver. That was an option that we found wasn't available to my mom. She got Hep C during surgery with dirty instruments, and so even though she's been treated and in remission, it's still in her body, so she can't do a liver donation to get full liver function back. You can also do a partial lobe of your lung, which is something I wasn't aware of until this, where they'll take a lobe from one lung and transplant that into a patient to give them better lung usage. It won't regenerate like your liver will, and you won't have full use, but it will make life a lot easier. It'll make breathing easier. It'll give you better capacity. The final living donation, your pancreas, again, that's like your kidney. You'll never have full function back, but it will make life a lot easier. Becoming an organ donor can help save lives, and it doesn't cost anything. According to Donate Life America, a donor never pays any of the medical costs associated with transplants. They don't pay any of the medical fees, the hospital fees, medications, or anything like that. That'll all be covered because you are the donor. Usually either a recipient's insurance will cover that, or the hospital will do it free of charge because you're donating to somebody else. It's not your medical necessity. Becoming an organ donor is really simple. You have two different options. You can simply mark the box when you renew or get your driver's license, but you can also do it online. All you have to do is fill out a form, name, address, phone number, email, and social security. It literally takes 12 seconds to fill it out. In doing this, you have the option, you don't have to be a living donor. You can do this simply as an end-of-life decision. If you choose to become a living donor, all you have to do is go in and they'll take your blood and a tissue sample, and they will run your blood work and genes through a computer, and it'll see if there's anybody in a limited area that is a match. If you're in New York, you're not going to be able to donate somebody in LA because by the time the organ or tissue made it that far, it wouldn't be viable anymore. Generally, it's within a 3-state range, and that's if there's medical transportation to be able to provide it. So becoming an organ donor is really simple, and it's something that helps a lot of families. Organ donation used to be completely anonymous. More and more people are donating not only to friends and family, but they're donating to strangers that they then are able to meet and build relationships with. There's a lot of stories now about mothers who've met the people that have accepted organs from their kids. I know a girl that had to have a heart transplant when she was 4 years old, and she now knows the family of the person she got the transplant from. They celebrate Christmas together, they celebrate Thanksgiving together, and she's become another member of their family. Her mom, or his mom, can still hear her son's heartbeat in my friend's chest. So, in conclusion, I think the best thing anybody can do is at a minimum sign up on your driver's license. You don't have to go through anything while you're still living, and you still have the opportunity to save somebody and their family from more heartache at an earlier time. Thank you.